How can something so small have such a big effect? Peptides often work at incredibly tiny doses, sometimes micrograms, even less. That's thousands of times smaller than what people expect. So what's going on here? Why are peptides so potent? And more importantly, what does that actually mean inside the body? Let's break it down. What potent really means. First, let's clear something up. Potent doesn't mean stronger in a brute force sense. It means effective at a low amount. Think of it like this. A sledgehammer uses force. A key uses precision. Peptides are closer to the key. They don't overwhelm the body. They trigger specific signals. Lock and key mechanism. Peptides work by binding to receptors. Receptors are like locks on the surface of cells. Each peptide is shaped in a way that allows it to fit a specific lock. When that happens, it sends a signal. And here's the important part. You don't need a lot of keys. You just need the right one. Signal amplification. This is where things get powerful. When a peptide activates a receptor, it doesn't just create one effect. It can trigger a cascade. One interaction, right arrow, activates multiple pathways. Right arrow creates a larger response. This is called signal amplification. So even a tiny amount can lead to a much bigger downstream effect. It's like flipping a switch that powers an entire system. High affinity binding. Another reason peptides are potent. They often have high binding affinity. That means they attach to receptors very efficiently, like a magnet snapping into place. The better the fit, the less you need. This is precision at the molecular level. They mimic natural signals. Many peptides are designed to mimic signals your body already uses. That's important because your body is already built to respond to them. These signals don't need to be forced. They just need to be recognized. So instead of overwhelming the system, peptides tap into existing communication pathways. Receptor saturation. There's also a limit. Your body only has a certain number of receptors. Once those are activated, adding more doesn't necessarily increase the effect. This is called receptor saturation, and it explains why more isn't always better. In many cases, a small amount is enough to reach maximum response. Dose V's response curve. Here's how to think about it. At low levels, right arrow response increases. At optimal levels, right arrow response peaks. Beyond that right arrow, little to no added benefit. Sometimes even reduced effectiveness. This is why precision matters more than quantity. Peptides operate in a narrow, efficient range. Targeted action V's broad effects. Peptides are also highly targeted. They don't affect everything at once. They interact with specific receptors in specific tissues. That's very different from broad, system-wide approaches. Targeting increases efficiency, and efficiency reduces the amount needed. Why this gets misunderstood? This is where people get confused. Small dose equals harmless, right? Not necessarily. Potency means even small amounts can create real effects. And without understanding the mechanism, people misinterpret what they're doing. The takeaway isn't fear. It's awareness. So let's bring it all together. Peptides can be potent at tiny doses because they fit specific receptors. They trigger amplified signals. They bind efficiently. They mimic natural communication. And they operate within precise limits. This isn't about force. It's about precision. If you remember one thing, it's this. Peptides don't push the body. Peptides don't push the body. They signal it.